and our new brand. 2 years ago, we began this process by listening. We were asking ourselves two questions. The first question is, who are we as an organization? And the second question was, who do we want to be? With these two questions, we sparked our journey. We ignited our desire to show up in bold new ways to nourish people facing hunger. We listened to our community, to our hunger relief partners throughout the state, our supporters, our donors, and our own team members. We reimagined our mission statement and our values. With these guiding principles, we hope to better connect, better engage, and ultimately better serve Wyoming. We held off on a number of upgrades waiting for this moment. Our website, our trucks, our signage, our staff apparel. We held off so we could move the entire organization and mission forward in a responsible manner. With that, I am pleased to introduce you to our new name and our new logo. Food Bank of Wyoming. Not only did we rename ourselves, but we also examined our mission statement. And our mission statement is fiery and bold, but so are we. Food Bank of Wyoming ignites the power of community to nourish those facing hunger. The power of community, our partners, our donors, our volunteers. We nourish, not just feed. And we always use people first language. People are always first. People facing hunger. And our new logo represents us. Our logo is the color of food: kale, eggplant, raspberries, avocados. And our logo also signifies taking root and growing to nourish our community. But more than our mission, we also focused in on our values. Here to tell you more about that is Richard Plumley, our Director of Operations. Richard?
Thank you, Tony. I wanted to highlight our core values for everybody today, that of service, integrity, diversity, equity, inclusivity, collaboration, and innovation. These values have been our driving principle and our driving force, the lens through which we make every single organizational decision. While we may not always achieve these perfectly, our entire team aspires to live these values every single day. These newly defined values center our efforts and ground our work in equity and inclusion as we work to reduce barriers to access and provide food assistance to all people facing hunger in the state of Wyoming equitably. Currently, with our partners' help, Food Bank of Wyoming is able to distribute over 1 million pounds of nutritious food throughout the entire state every single month. That is no small task. These past 12 months have stretched our resources beyond anyone's imagination, have given us challenges and obstacles that we could never have foreseen. But through it all, the entire team and volunteers and our partners have persevered and continue to fight this mission. From Evanston to Gillette, Ranchester to Cheyenne, and all points in between. We go wherever hunger rises in the state of Wyoming, regardless of the obstacles or challenges, and definitely regardless of the wonderful weather. Um, we can only do that with the dedication and determination of our drivers, who without which we would not be able to get the food to all of those in need. So I would like to introduce our lead driver to you. Uh, he's Tim Smith. He has been fighting this battle against food insecurity for 7 years now. And please give a warm welcome to Tim Smith, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. I thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I've been a businessman most of my life, and I had just sold my latest business. And shortly after that, I met a former programs director and her husband. And we were just speaking one day, and she mentioned that she worked for the food bank. At that point, I'll be honest, I had never heard of the food bank. And through our discussion, she said, I'd like you to come and join in our leadership team. And so 2 days later, I got a phone call from the former director and asked me to please meet. And we spoke for a while. And she said, yes, I would like you to join, but at this point, we don't have an opening. But we have an opening for a driver. We're in desperate need for a driver. Would you mind driving? I'm going to be honest, I thought, no, I really don't want to drive. Well, here it is 7 years later, and I'm still driving. I want to tell you why and just share some reasons why I drive for the Food Bank of Wyoming. The first is the mission and the vision. From the very start, I bought into the mission of supplying food to our great state of Wyoming people who are suffering food insecurity. When I first started, we were delivering between 3 and 4 million pounds of food a year. 2 years ago, we had reached the 11 million mark. And within just the last 2 years, this year we're projected to reach and deliver 16 million pounds of food across our great state. We have grown with new facilities, with new equipment, with new personnel who have been able to meet these goals and these challenges. And I believe that we're poised for even bigger and greater challenges ahead of us. Secondly, I've had the privilege of working with a team of dedicated, committed people striving to meet the food insecurity needs of our state. Our organization is directed and led by a great team, a leadership team that is very dedicated. Third, our partners. I am humbled by our partners around the state who donate their time and their energy to meet the food insecurity in their communities. I've become friends with many of them through the years. A very wise man once said, "The greatest among you will be servant of all." Their commitment is inspiring. I am genuinely touched by their expressions of gratitude towards me as their driver. They pray for me, for my safety. They give me cards and gifts, homemade jams, breads, cookies, candies, burritos, provide me with hot chocolate and hot apple cider on those cold mornings, and a cold cold bottle of water on those hot summer days. They are truly remarkable people. The fourth is the many programs I get to be a part of. I have the privilege of helping implement and coordinate and deliver the first mobile pantry in our state. I helped pack and deliver the first CSFP, the Senior Citizens Program boxes. I delivered the first load of CFAP, the Farmers to Families, into our communities. And finally, the reason I am still here driving is the people of Wyoming. The gratefulness of the people is overwhelming. We drivers are the face of the Food Bank of Wyoming to many of the people in our state. I think sometimes the thought of that may cause our leadership some sleepless nights. We speak with seniors who are struggling to live on their Social Security every month and need our help, or those who have experienced health issues and financially are struggling and they need our help, or during this pandemic, the families who have lost jobs and the food we supply to keep them going. And as I have traveled throughout the state of Wyoming this past year, I've heard the stories, and the food insecurity is greater than ever. Today, we are celebrating a rebranding of our organization. This is a new beginning with new exciting opportunities. And as a driver, Food Bank of Wyoming clearly identifies who I am serving, the people of Wyoming. I am thankful for the privilege and opportunity to be a driver at the Food Bank of Wyoming, where we are igniting the power of community to nourish people who are facing hunger. At this time, we have a video unveiling our new logo and our wrap on our vehicles. I have the honor of introducing you our Communications Development Manager. She has spent countless hours planning and coordinating this rebranding event. And by the way, she's one of the most nicest people you will ever meet. Would you please welcome Victoria?
Wow. How do you follow that? Like, seriously. We are so happy to be introducing our new logo and our new name. And we think that the new name, Food Bank of Wyoming, really reflects who we are and what we do. I really don't have to tell you that Wyoming is unique. We have varied cultures, diverse landscapes, difficult challenges, and we have unique food insecurity needs in every community. And that's why we felt that a rebrand needed to be Wyoming centric. We want our donors, we want our supporters, we want the communities to know that everything we do is laser focused on Wyoming. That's why you probably have heard me say much too often, what's raised in Wyoming stays in Wyoming. Whether it's a can of soup or a quarter from a quarter war. We rely on Wyoming's foundations, companies, organizations, on Wyoming's schools, families, and individuals to help make certain that we are able to meet the needs of Wyomingites who are facing food insecurity. One of the hunger heroes that helps us meet those needs is going to chat with you in just a moment. He is the founder of our frozen meat packers. That's the Casper, Wyoming, or Casper Rotary's monthly volunteer opportunity. They don hats, they put on their gloves, they put on scarves, and they go into the freezer to make sure that all of our hunger relief partners, no matter how small, have appropriately sized portions of protein to provide to their clients. I would like you to welcome Steve Lofton, President of 71 Construction. Steve.
Don't leave me hanging. Like she said, my name is Steve Lofton, President of 71 Construction. And how I got involved is a story of how Wyoming networks. A long time ago, I was on the board of the United Way of Casper, or Central Wyoming. We hired a young lady to run the United Way named Shannon Harris. And so that's where I met Shannon. A few years later, I joined the Rotary Club, Casper, and we are volunteers looking for good projects. Shannon came back to me, hadn't seen her in a while, and said, we need people to pack our frozen meat. It comes from the donators in big pallets, and we need to get it into smaller boxes so they can get it out to their users. So I got a group of volunteers from United Way, and like I thought it was going to, from Rotary Club, and I thought it was going to be just a one-time deal. We enjoyed doing it. We came back after a few months, tried it again. We enjoyed it again. And we were getting better at it. You know, we're not really very good volunteers until we get our arms around a little bit. But after the first year, we decided, the Rotary Club decided that we could get up enough volunteers every month to come down here and volunteer and pack this meat. So we do that every month. We get about 6 to 8 people. And now I've been here, I don't know, several years, but we're enthusiastic and not very bright, but we get it done anyway. I wanted to introduce you to Miriam. She works here and is about to tell you about, she'll tell you what she's going to tell you about. Here she is.
Thank you very much, Steve. We just could not do what we do without you and without the generous gift of your time. So everything you do is highly appreciated. Thank you. What is on the horizon for the Food Bank of Wyoming? Hope and commitment are on the horizon. Wherever hunger rises, so will we. 1 in 4 children and 1 in 6 adults are food insecure in Wyoming. Our staff, volunteers, and partners have stepped up to help address the growing food crisis from all 4 corners of our beautiful state of Wyoming. I am so proud of the changes we made to meet the needs of communities impacted by COVID. I am especially proud of our new programs, like the Culturally Responsive Food Initiative. Let's hear a few words from Jackie White, who is our Northern Arapaho consultant, and from Kelly Pingree, who is our Eastern Shoshone consultant. Both are working on establishing long-term partnership between the Wind River Reservation and the Food Bank of Wyoming.
Dos Nananana Deklu Niabekase, Jacqueline White. Hello, my name is Jacqueline White. I work with the Food Bank of Wyoming. I was hired as the Northern Arapaho Outreach Consultant to identify culturally appropriate foods servicing the Wind River Indian Reservation. We are establishing long-term relationships and partnerships with the Northern Arapaho tribe. We support all that live here on the Wind River Indian Reservation.
Hi, I'm Kelly Pingree, Eastern Shoshone Outreach Consultant for the Food Bank of Wyoming. I was hired to create a long-term relationship between the Eastern Shoshone tribe and Food Bank of Wyoming to create a permanent food pantry here on the reservation for the Eastern Shoshone people. I was also hired to help create a food list of culturally appropriate food for our people, of what we used to eat way back. With that, hopefully establishing a partnership and to create the permanent food bank for our people, so all could partake.
Kelly, Jackie, thank you so much for being part of this presentation. Back to you, Tony. The floor is yours with your final thoughts.
Thank you, Miriam. As you can see, we have a lot to be thankful for at Food Bank of Wyoming. Together, we're answering the challenge of hunger to ensure that every Wyomingite has the food and necessities they need to thrive. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for being a part of this. And always remember, where hunger rises, so will we. Wyoming, Wyoming, Wyoming. Hear us. We are the Food Bank of Wyoming. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for joining us today. We are so excited to launch this new name, new look, updated mission, and same dedication and love for our Wyoming people to help them with the challenges that they face in getting food secure again. So we are so grateful for all of you who were able to join us today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to do so. We have recorded this meeting and it will be available, and we look forward to continuing to work with you and to push forward with this updated look, name, and mission. So we will be seeing you soon. That concludes our video for today. Thank you so much again for joining us.
This is done, sir.
So thankful for all that you do.